The way we teach math in schools these days is probably different than the way you learned it when you were a kid. I'm going to show you 4 different ways we teach division these days that'll actually help your child to become better when things get harder. Is there a way to divide without that house? Here's why you should stop teaching your kids long division. It's not bad to know, they're just not ready for it yet. The old way was a black box. We had this house, we didn't know what that meant, we multiplied by things, didn't know what that meant, brought things down, didn't know what that meant. Today in classrooms, we're helping 3rd, 4th, 5th graders to actually think and understand what division means. Let's take 124 and think about what does it actually mean to do 124 divided by 4. Well, to do that, I can break that 100 up into tens. And I can fair share out 4 times, and I can see what that looks like. By actually sharing out 124 into 4 equal groups, I can see that each group has 31, and I have a very conceptual understanding of what 124 divided by 4 actually means. What are the other methods we can use? If your kid's math homework looks like a Sudoku game gone wrong, don't panic. The way we're teaching math these days isn't meant to confuse them, it's actually helping them understand. Let's break this down a little bit. If I wanted to think about 124 divided by 4, I could think about breaking that up into smaller chunks. One way to do this is to make a rectangle and use what's called the area model. I can say 124, and I could put out here a 4, and I could think, okay. And I know that 4 times 10 is 40. 4 minus 0 is 4, 12 minus 4 is 8, so I've found part of it. So I know that I have 84 left. And again, I know that 10 times 4, I'm just thinking about things I know already. So I have 44 left. And I'm thinking, wait, I know that 4 times 11 is 44, and I have none left. So the partial quotients, or the chunks I broke this up into, I know that 10 times 4 is 40, 10 times 4 is 40, 11 times 4 is 44. Altogether, those add to 124. So I know that 124 divided by 4 is going to equal 31. But maybe we don't want to use that area model. We want to try another strategy. Here's another method. One of the biggest lies in math is that you have to be right the first time. Division doesn't have to be a test. It could be a choose-your-own strategy that gets us to the final answer. Let's take a look at 168 divided by 7. Many kids will look at this and freeze because they don't know their sevens table is very strong. But let's take a look and see if we break it up into smaller chunks. Most kids know that 7 times 10 is 70. And then I can think, okay, I'm partway there. That's called a partial quotient. I can do 168 minus 70, and I can find out, well, that's going to be 8, and that's going to be 9. That's 98. So now I can keep going and say, well, I can fit another 70 in there, so another 7 times 10 is 70, and 98 minus 70 is 28. And then I can't fit another 10 in there, but I do know that 7 times 4 is 28, and I can say, well, hey, wait a minute, 28. I've used up all of my pieces. I've broke it down into partial quotients or chunks, and I now know that 168 divided by 7, 10 groups, and 4 groups, I've got 24 groups. The answer is 24, and the anxiety is gone. Because in real math, the best way to start is to just start. What are the other methods we can use? If your child doesn't understand the fair share method to divide, they're going to come to a wall when we get to fractions. In schools, we're not teaching math in new ways just to be different. We're future-proofing their brain for fractions. Division isn't just partitioning, just using houses, just using rules. Watch this. If I have 3 pizzas and 4 friends, without fair share, this might be really confusing. But let's see what happens when we think about how do I break it up with 4 friends. And I can talk about equal shares. I can break each pizza up into 4 parts. Now, each person can get 1 slice from each pizza. That ends up being 3/4 of a pizza for each person. Division taught the right way with fair share and understanding will actually bridge to help students understand deeper concepts like fractions and decimals. This isn't just about getting through tonight's homework, getting through tomorrow's quiz. It's about building foundations for 5th grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, high school. Math isn't just a set of rules. It's a way of visualizing. It's a way of problem solving. If you haven't already hit that follow or subscribe button, go ahead and do that now.